Hello, welcome back. My name is Mark Utek, and today we'll be talking about experience me and my daughter Sophia had yesterday voting in primary elections. So, Sophia, welcome. How are you?
Good, good.
So, thank you for coming. I know we are related, right? And so this is the first time for you, doing this with me.
Yeah.
But we had a great experience yesterday, right?
Yes, we did.
So, how did you feel when you walk into the?
It was a pretty normal feeling. It wasn't anything different. We walked in, people were greeting us very nicely. They asked me a couple questions in the beginning. Then we ran into an issue.
Well, the issue was after we start registering you as a first-time voter.
Yes.
And so Sophia, by the way, is not 18, but by the new rule in Illinois, young teenagers, as long as they are age of 18 before November 3rd, 2026, they are eligible to vote. And so we tested out yesterday. And so we walk in, I voted first, right? I got everything ready, and then you were a little stuck, and there are some issues. How did you deal with the issues? What are they asking for?
Okay, so when they asked me a couple questions and they asked for my ID, so they need two forms of identification.
Which are?
Which are one with your address and your name and stuff, and then just another a school ID or I don't know, a passport or any type of identification. But you do need two. And so they asked for those, and then they asked me a couple questions, and then we ran into an issue about
your age, your
my
date of
age.
birth, right?
My date of birth, because in the system it wasn't ready for it. The law didn't come through yet. And
the law came through, but the system wasn't ready because you were the
the
first
system.
one
Yeah.
in DuPage County,
Yeah.
according to those people,
Yeah.
that the system didn't accept it on the first time.
Yes.
It took a little bit of time, which is what was it, 20 minutes maybe?
Yeah, they had to call their friends and figure it out.
Right. So we got it done, and so Sophia will hold this title, for a little bit. That she was the youngest at the moment. But once you registered, they print out the ballot, right?
Yes, it was a big ballot.
Big paper, right?
Yeah.
But you were ready. What did we do before we got in there?
Before, my dad printed out a ballot for me already, so I knew who to basically
vote for. But
for.
It's a sample ballot that anyone can find in DuPage County, whether it's Republican and Democrat. You print it out for primaries, and then you do a little bit of research. So Sophia and we did a little research. Maybe I helped a little bit because we are on the same page who we want to vote for.
Yeah.
But so you voted for U.S. Senator. Who was the guy who you voted for Senator?
For United States Senator, I voted for Don Tracy.
Okay, it's a friend of mine that I met before.
Yes.
For governor and lieutenant governor, who did you vote for that?
Ted Dabrowski, we had him over for, it was an interview that we did for him?
Yeah. We had maybe 50 people?
Yeah, so a bunch of my friends came and met Ted Dabrowski, so we're planning on bringing actually all my friends to be able to vote. So I was the test to
make sure that everything worked.
Make sure everything worked, and glad that we went and did this, so we didn't have 50 people waiting in line.
Yeah, that would be a mess.
Yeah.
So next one down is Attorney General. So that was easy. There was only one.
Yes, Robert.
Then for Secretary of State, we both picked Diane Harris.
Yes,
correct.
Diane Harris.
For Treasurer, there's no candidate.
Yeah.
Maybe you could write in your name, but no, I'm just kidding. Because there's no name. For Congressional, for Representative in Congress, we voted for
Angel
Oakley.
Yes, Angel Oakley.
Remember, she was here too.
Yeah, she was the one I met.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you think about her? What did you think about her?
I think she's very outgoing. You can tell that what she stands for. She was just very pleasing to talk to. I don't know, she would answer all my questions that I would ask. She didn't stutter on anything. She was very confident and answered all of
We loved it, yes.
Yeah.
And then going down, we probably don't have to go as much because there's not that much options. But one thing for sheriff, we both agreed to vote for Sean Noonan,
Yes.
right? He might be our new sheriff.
Yes.
in town. So that was good. And then the rest of the other ones, it seems pretty straightforward. Plus, there's only one option.
option
Right? So that was
for
easy.
Republican.
So this is a ballot for Republicans.
Yes.
And please do your research before you go and vote. But sometimes you take suggestions from your friends. But all right, so what's next? Next, we need to mobilize all of your friends.
Yes.
And make sure that maybe we'll make a fun afternoon. Maybe.
They're already asking me because I shared this information in my classroom that I was able to vote, and they were like, "Oh, where did you vote?" And I was like, DuPage, and one of my friends we are actually going to vote this weekend, so that's gonna be exciting, and we'll figure out a date to for all my friends to come and vote.
And then so you kind of lead them away. So two takeaways from that. One, make a research who you want to vote for. And two, if you're not registered prior, you're entering your area where you're going to be voting, you need to bring two IDs. One, ideally state ID, real, ideal at will be the best. You can bring a passport. And then you need to bring a second ID, either passport or school ID, right? It needs to be two identification cards to make it legit. And the process per person will probably take 5 minutes to 10 minutes
Not
max.
even, yeah.
Because now it's all.
It's literally so easy. They answer a couple questions, 5 questions, and then they print the ballot. They give you the paper and the ballot, and then you go off and.
Yeah, but one last thing. When you were making points, there is a square box that has to be fully filled in.
Yes.
As darkest as possible,
Yes.
not exceeding any corners because the computer might read an error.
Yeah, and no doodles on the paper. That's what they strictly told me. Nothing, just only the dot that you draw in.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Well, thank you. Hopefully, kids and everybody will enjoy this podcast because you guys have a moral responsibility. That is a civic duty as individuals for young voters to go and change things that you don't like. You helping your parents, you helping your grandparents, and one day you will be a father, one day you will be a mother, and if you want to change, which change takes time, you got to start now. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
See, that was easy.